What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Eddie. This is Hustle and Grow. So today I want to talk to you guys because I had somebody ask me about reselling health and beauty and makeup and all that, and isn't it hard, and what about the margins and so on and so forth. You guys might hear music because the band is practicing. Give me a second. Alright, I swear to goodness, that happens every time I want to make a video. Like, I don't know. Anyway, isn't it hard? Is it worth it? So on and so forth. So, it can be more difficult than other models, but it is worth it if you do it right. And I'm going to share with you guys some of the things that I've learned and some of the things that helped me be successful. I know you don't really hear me talk much about like how much I'm making and so on and so forth. Look, I don't know. I don't mind talking about it, but my goal for this year is $300,000 in sales, right? And I don't know, I think my margin on that should be, if I do good, if I keep raising my average sale price, I could be around 40%, but it might end up being around that 30% mark. So it is what it is. But I can show you, or I can tell you guys some of the things that I've learned, some of the things that help me out, and what you should know if you want to sell health and beauty and if you want to be successful at it. Right now, I got some pallets coming from B Stock. I think it's a really good pallet too. It's two of them actually. And I got some stuff I just ordered from 888 Lots, electronics lots. That's like 4 boxes. Those are out of my vehicle right now, but let me sit down and we can talk about this real quick. All right. So again, I don't know how loud the music's gonna be yet, but I started to just wait to make the video, but like I got stuff to do and I'm gonna just get this video out the way. But because this is important, you know what I mean? And the person that asked me, I had the same questions. Give me a sec. I had the same questions, so I'm gonna try to give you guys what I see, what I've learned, and how I make it work. And just to let you know, like, I don't mind selling other types of items, and I do sell other types of items. This is just kind of like one of the reasons I picked health and beauty. Well, there's a couple, but one of them is that it's a little less risky than some of the other things, and it's easier to get than a lot of the other things. The downside is, for a lot of it, for the most part, you do have to sell a lot to make a living off of it, okay? It just is what it is. I guess with reselling, you just kind of pick your poison, right? What you want to deal with. If you want to sell used clothing, then your poison is going around the thrift stores and traveling and doing all of that, right? There's some other ways you can probably get clothes, but I think no matter what you choose as your reselling business model, there's always going to be an obstacle that you have to overcome, or just choose your hard, I guess you can say, right? Choose your hard. But for me, it works, but it's taking time, and it's taking, the most important thing, especially if you want to scale it, is you have to have systems, okay? You have to have systems. That's if you're shipping out a lot, but we're going to go through that. So starting off, selling health and beauty. Platform is very important. So the first thing I do want to talk about is platform, the platform or platforms that you choose. Now, I'm going to only go with the big ones. I do sell some stuff here and there on Macari. Triposh doesn't work for this type of stuff, so don't do it. But eBay, Amazon, and Walmart, okay? Each has their pros and cons. Now, as far as I'm concerned, to be successful, we'll go one by one as far as eBay. To be successful on eBay with health and beauty, you have to sell a lot of it, which means you have to have a very large store. eBay, it doesn't have the sale velocity. It does not, man. And I've sold in every price range on eBay, every price range, from the low dollar items to even higher dollar items. And it just doesn't move fast. And so unless you have a store with thousands and thousands of items, and that's if you full-time, part-time, you can make a few dollars, but then I don't even know if it's going to be worth the time. Honestly, I don't know. I think that in order to make it work, you have to be selling at least at a minimum on Amazon. And I say Amazon because the barrier to entry is a little easier than it would be for Walmart. But you have to include Amazon. And I would venture out to say that if you're going to start off in the health and beauty space, when it comes to reselling, you probably want to start on Amazon. Yes, there are some things that you're going to have to be ungated in. It might be a little more difficult. So you can add eBay. Definitely have an eBay account and put stuff up on eBay. But your main goal is going to want to be getting ungated in categories on Amazon. It just moves faster, and you can leverage Amazon FBA. Now, I do a lot of fulfilled by merchant because I want my margins to be higher. So I don't send a bunch of that type of stuff to Amazon. I send stuff in, but it's only either the higher dollar amount makeup or cosmetics, and a lot of that I'll do myself. But I got some stuff. Sometimes when the price tank, I'll just hold on to it, fulfill it myself, list it on like Walmart and eBay, let it sell out, then go back in a couple months or so, check it back on Amazon. When the price goes back up again, I'll hurry up and send it back into Amazon, which is what I'm about to do now. And I got a bunch of stuff that I'm going to be pulling down off of Walmart and eBay, packaging up and sending it into Amazon because now it's worth it. But you're going to have to leverage Amazon. Things sell faster. Oftentimes, not all the time, it sells for more, but even if it doesn't, you'll get rid of it way fast. Look, the name of the game, especially with health and beauty, is going to be cash flow. Now, that's the case with any business, but especially with these types of items, because your margins can be a lot smaller, cash flow is even more important. You don't want, this is not the hold 'em game, guys. You don't want to hold on to items, which is I'm going to explain to you something that I've been doing, especially with the lower dollar items, because it's just not worth it. Okay, it's just not worth it. So if you can get rid of it faster, even at a lower margin, Amazon is the way to do it. And if you're starting off, and especially part-time, leveraging FBA is definitely something you want to consider. Plus, you don't really want to do liquidation if you don't know what you're doing. From my experience, and I'm not including like B stock into this, because B stock you buying directly from like Target and them, I really haven't had any complaints. But when you buy from these other places, a lot of the times, guys, you only get in like the low dollar items. Even if it's in good condition, even if it's in new condition and sellable, you get in really, really low dollar items with super low margins. That's not going to be worth your time unless you're buying a whole bunch of it. And then if you are, you're going to want to get rid of it even faster, because you don't want your capital tied up for as long as it will be in items that don't sell for much to start with. So I would recommend, especially if you're new, retail arbitrage. You go out, you can be selective in what you buy, and 9 times out of 10, even if the price does tank a little bit, you still got room for margin. And so I would recommend, especially as a new seller in this space, do retail arbitrage and start off with Amazon. You can even do retail arbitrage for eBay, and also be working on getting a Walmart account open. Look, in health and beauty, Walmart and Amazon is going to be the main platforms you want to sell on. The velocity is way faster. The margins in a lot of cases are way higher, but the main thing is the velocity is way faster. You have to move the product. You don't want to be sitting on $5, $6, $7 items for months and months and months and months and months at a time. Okay, and that's just the lower dollar, but you're going to get those types of items a lot of the time, right? But unless you're doing retail arbitrage 100% of the time, then you have more choice over what you sell, which a lot of people do. But I'm scaling my business, so I do some retail arbitrage, but I buy pallets too. I just learn over time who and who not to buy from. But even still, just comes with territory, right? Just hope you get more higher margin items more often than not. And when you find that supplier that you can get those types of things from, you want to stick with them for as long as you can. But eBay for me has just become like the third choice. It's the place where I'll put certain things that maybe I can't sell on those other platforms, or it's just a few different factors. But, so platform is definitely important when it comes to where you're going to sell this stuff. Have a plan for how you're going to sell it, where you're going to sell it. And I think that if you're starting off, retail arbitrage is a good place to start, because you can be selective. You can choose the items that you want to sell, but getting ungated in Amazon can kind of take some time. So you might have no choice other than to sell on eBay the majority of the time in the beginning. For me, one of the things that I've been doing lately is this. Even though, so when I get these pallets and these lots and things in, of course, there's low dollar items. I used to think I had to list everything one at a time, list it all, but I got a term for you guys, the CTR, all right? It's not click-through rate. That's cash and time return. Cash and time return, CTR. Again, it's not click-through rate. Cash and time return. And over time I started thinking about this to myself, or just I'm listening to other resellers and things. I'm just like, is this worth my time? Right? Is the money that I'm going to make back from this worth the time and effort to put into this? And this ain't nothing new. This is no new concept. If you've been reselling, it's always about cash and time return, right? But so the way I spread it out is this. Because on Walmart, you can list the items that sell for $5, $6, $7, $8, because a lot of the time people will buy more than one. They'll buy 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them, or they'll mix and match stuff. So that $5, $6, $7 item might end up being a $15, $20, $30 order. So in that case, it's worth it. So what I've been doing now is I'll put those items up on Walmart or Amazon. If I find that they sell fast, I'll take $1 or $2 profit if it's coming back very quickly. If I find that they sell fast and I get more multi-quantity orders than not, I'll keep them up like that. I got items like that on eBay, but I've been taking them down, restructuring it, either putting them up on Amazon or Walmart, or restructuring it into lots. Now, if I find that it's not moving, what I've started to do, take it all down, and bundle it up into one big lot, sell it off. Because I used to look at everything as my cost of goods per unit and if I'm losing, but then I stopped doing that because that makes no sense, right? Because I'm making my profit back off of the items that sell for more. So those lower dollar amount items, I can't really factor them in that way. Plus, you got to factor in your cash and time return, right? It's costing me time to list them. It's costing me time to package and ship them when they do sell, and it's costing me material. So like now they sitting here, they taking up space. So it's costing me more money in the end to hold on to these things than it would if I just bunched them up into one big lot. It could be 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 and sold them off that way. So this is what I've been doing. I've been taking them down, and heck, somebody else, maybe they can use them for themselves. I don't know. Maybe they can sell them and deal with it. I don't want to deal with it. Even if it's a quarter a piece, 50 cents a piece, 60, 70 cents. Looking at it on a cost of goods per item, I would be losing. But overall, because I'm looking at my cost of goods overall and my profit overall, I'm not losing. I'm losing if I continue to hold on to these items. And so lately what I've been doing is, if I'm not getting them to move on Walmart and Amazon, and I'm not getting those multi-quantity orders like I want it to be, and maybe I'm selling 1 or 2 here and there, and it's just not worth it, I take it down into a lot and I throw it up on eBay, and I'm selling them like that. Now I still have things up that's in that range of $5, $6, $7. It's trickling out, but I'm going through slowly but surely. I'm going to be taking those things out and restructuring my business that way. And so this is what you're going to want to be aware of, that if you can start off with this mentality, you'll save yourself some time, because now I got to go back and restructure these things, right? I got to go back. I got to pull them down. That's more time, right? My cash and time return, it's working against me. So if you're buying pallets and if you're buying lots, you're on those low dollar items, if you're putting them up on eBay to begin with, you're probably going to want to make lots. Don't do the $5 or $6 or $7 one at a time thing. It's not going to be worth it on eBay. I've not seen any type of velocity on eBay that makes it worth it over the years that I've been doing this on eBay. I've just not seen it that makes it worth it. Unless you do maybe a variation listing. I don't know. I just think that you're going to want to be selling on Walmart and Amazon, because when it comes to your cash and time return, those two are going to give you the best return on investment. Okay. Now, and there's also full-time and part-time. Full-time, you have a lot more options, right? But part-time, if you're doing this part-time, you're definitely probably going to want to do more retail arbitrage, so that you can be selective, and you're going to want to leverage FBA, fulfilled by Amazon, if you want to get your greatest return on investment. I don't even think as a part-time seller, if you're going to be doing a lot of health and beauty, you know, some stuff on eBay, but eBay wouldn't be my focus. My focus would be Amazon, retail arbitrage, and getting approved to sell on Walmart and utilizing Walmart. Those will be the main two. You're going to, trust me, you'll thank me, okay? Full-time, you just got to be doing all three. It just makes sense, but you're going to want to focus on Walmart and Amazon more than eBay, okay? Bundles, again, back to the bundle thing. For things that are low dollar amount, that don't move, don't waste your time trying to sell them one by one. Put them in a big lot, get rid of it, and save yourself the time and effort and materials it's going to take to try to sell that stuff. Again, I used to think that I had to list them all one by one and hold on to it. And like, this ain't, if you selling items that you can make $10, $15, $20 profit on, that's cool. When you're only making a few dollars profit, that ain't cool. That's not what you want to be doing. Again, cash flow. You don't want your cash tied up in low margin items, okay? It makes absolutely no sense, and it's going to kill your business because that money's not going to be coming back fast enough for you to buy more inventory. Sources is important as well. Now, me, I buy a lot off of B stock from places like Target and Costco, but I also buy from other wholesalers and things like that. And I do retail arbitrage. One thing I've seen is that a lot of wholesalers now that used to sell pallets that you can get good merchandise, they are now taking that good merchandise, lighting it up, you know, type by type, and selling them at a higher average cost per item, instead of you getting a pallet that, yeah, it may have some lower cost items and a little bit of garbage in there, but it got a lot of good stuff. Now they're taking it, but you can get it at a low price, right? Because you break down your cost of goods over the unit count of that pallet. So if it's 1,500 items at such and such dollar amount, you can say, okay, well, my cost is whatever, right? $1.50 per item. But I got a bunch of items in here that's selling for $10, $15, $20. Okay, cool. So those items that might be selling for 5, 6, 7, it doesn't even matter. But now what they're doing is they're taking those items out and they're selling those items by themselves at a higher average cost. So now instead of getting that item in that pallet for $1.50, $2, you might have to pay them now $3, $3.50, $4, $5. It's killing the profit, man. I've been noticing this. But like B stock hasn't been doing that. You know, I'm getting it for Target. These 2 pallets I got coming, I want to say it's about 2,000 items, man. My cost is about $2. I spent a little over $4,000, and we'll go into it. I'll make the video when they get here, but it's about a little over $4,000. My cost per item is about $2, $1.90 something, right? But there's items in there, the majority of them are selling for really good money. I even think there's one item in there selling for like $300. I probably won't get that for it, but I should be able to get about $200 for it. But there's a lot of items in there that make this lot worth it. But if this was a private wholesaler, what I'm noticing is that they would take those items out and they would sell them to you at a higher cost. So you might say, let's say for instance, if I had a bunch of these, whereas I might get these in a pallet at $1.50 because it's part of that pallet, and so that makes up for the lower dollar items. Now they'll take these out, and instead of you getting these for $1.50 and maybe they sell them right for $15, $20, they're going to charge you $8, $9 and kill your profit. And I'm not saying that all of them are charging that high, but I'm seeing a lot of them doing this, man. They're going in, taking them out, and they want that, basically that wholesale price, but these are liquidators. They're not even like, I don't want to say reputable wholesalers. I mean, they call themselves wholesalers, but they're not like wholesalers where the product is brand new and you get invoices that you can submit to Amazon. It's not that type of wholesaler, right? These are basically liquidators who are selling you the stuff, not at liquidated prices, but at wholesale prices. And they're upping it, but they're still the same type of item. And so now the problem is these pallets that you might buy, they've been picked through, and the quality of the item in the pallet itself is going down because they're taking the good stuff out, selling it at a higher average cost per item, and leaving, I don't want to say all junk, but a lot of junk, and leaving the lower quality stuff in the pallet for people to come through and buy. And you think you're getting a deal, and it's not a deal. So if you're new to selling health and beauty, these are the things that you need to be aware of, because you might see a couple good things on top, or, if they're taking a picture of the pallet or the lot. But guys, they're picking through this stuff and they're selling these things separately at a higher average cost per price, and they're basically lotting up the garbage and selling it to people like you who might come along and not know any better. So you need to be aware of that. Again, me personally, I mean, if you look around, I got a bunch of stuff, right? And I've been working on raising my average sale price and just thinking of more and more about that cash and time return. If it doesn't make sense for me, this is one of the reasons why I've been focusing less on eBay. I got stuff on eBay. I just did some listings. I got about 17 items scheduled to go up, because there's certain things that I get that's worth selling there. There's certain things that I get that I really can't really sell nowhere else but on there, because either I'm getting it on Amazon or they done tanked the price so low it's just like it's not even worth it. eBay has this place. But to be successful in this business long term, to be successful in this category of health and beauty long term, you need more than eBay. You need Amazon, you need Walmart, because it's just going to be, you're going to be able to leverage those platforms more. The velocity is just, it's nothing on eBay. No, you can't compare it. Nothing about eBay compares to those two platforms, guys. I'm telling you, nothing about it. It just, the money comes in a whole lot faster. And that's why I said, even if I'm selling $6, $7 items on Walmart, it comes back like this most of the time, not everything. And people will buy 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them, or they'll buy this item here for $5 or this item here for $6. So that order, it turns into a $15, $20 order easily, and it makes it worth it. So even if I do sell some here and there, one at a time, doesn't matter, right? I might make $1 on it, might make 50 cents, but overall, for that specific item, my profit margin is high because people buy multi-quantities more often than not. That very rarely happens on eBay. I might be under 1,000 items on eBay, but even when I was like pushing 2,000 something items, yeah, I would sell 30, 40 items a day, but there still was not that many multi-quantity orders. I got them, but it wasn't nothing like Amazon and Walmart, nothing like it. And so platform is important. The type of items you sell, I think if you're new or just starting out, you should do more retail arbitrage, because it allows you to be selective with the items you buy, and so you can control to a greater extent your average profit per item. You can control that a lot more than you could if you was buying lots or pallets. But it's just easier to scale though when you buy lots and pallets, unless you just want to do a lot of traveling to different stores and things like that, which some people do. Me, I don't want to do that. So I do pallets and things like that. Eventually I'll probably buy another truckload. I bought one, really bad experience, really bad. So, but that's the story for another day. But so I do pallets, but I do a lot of my pallets from certain liquidators, but a lot of them come from B stock, because those platforms have been tried and tested as far as quality goes. And also important, don't buy unmanifested lots or pallets. please listen to me. Do not buy an unmanifested lot or pallet. I do not care who it's from, where it's from. Don't do it. Don't do it. Maybe you get a good one. More often than not, you are going to get shit. I'm not lying to you. Listen, don't believe me? Go ahead and buy them. You're going to get shit. This is not like you're going to be wasting money. You're going to be wasting money. If it's a lot, make sure it's manifested. If it's a pallet, make sure it's manifested. Unless you have a relationship with the liquidator or wholesaler. The pallets I had just got, those L'Oreal pallets and all of that stuff, those was unmanifested. But I did business with the guy a few times, and so I trusted him. And it worked out. I'm not disappointed with that purchase. And that stuff could have just as well been a bunch of bullshit, and I just wouldn't have dealt with him again. But I bought those from him unmanifested because I did business, and so I trusted him when he said, yeah, you're going to get some stuff in there that's, low dollar stuff or bullshit, but overall, there's some good quality in these pallets. And so I trusted his word on that, and it worked out. So if you have that relationship with a person, do it. If you don't, if it's just a platform, and I'm not bashing them because I bought from them before. Wholesale Ninjas, I'm just using them as an example because a lot of people know about them. They got the unmanifested boxes. Listen, if you want to make money, don't buy them. If you want to make money, it's just not worth it. I'm sorry. They got manifested pallets on their site now. I've purchased, and it was okay. It was okay. It was worth it. But you at least get to see what you're getting. You at least get to see what you're getting. So you want to know what you're getting. Again, sales tax license is something you're going to want to work on getting if you don't have it, because it opens up so many more opportunities for you to buy the type of products that you need to be successful. Platform, super important. The platforms you buy from, the platforms you sell on, super important. eBay is not going to be your bread and butter unless you are willing to have thousands of listings. If you don't want to do thousands of listings, you're going to have to sell on Walmart and Amazon. It's just easier. I can do an Amazon shipment of 2,000 items. It might take me a day or two, and ship it off to Amazon and be done with it. That's it. And make thousands of dollars. Make thousands of dollars, and Amazon do the bulk of the work. You can have 2,000 items up on eBay, and I guarantee you your 2,000 items on Amazon will sell out before half of your items on eBay sell out. And even if some of the prices tanked on some of those items, your return is coming back way faster than it would on eBay. Way faster, man. Way faster. And now you got that cash back that you can make. Look, it's all about flipping and turning that money over. You have to do it. And this is what's been ingrained in me now over time. And after doing this for some years now, it's like, let's just say I got 100 pieces of lipstick or something, right? Okay, so I can have two scenarios. I can have a scenario where it's a lipstick that sells for, let's say, $5 or $6. Two different types. One type is selling for me on Amazon or Walmart, and people are buying 2s and 3s of them, or maybe they're buying different shades. And so even though this lipstick might be selling for $5, $6, my average order is $10 maybe, right? 11, 12 bucks, whatever, right? That's cool. I can live with that because a lot of times 3, 4 of them fitting in the envelope, and I'm still in the 4-ounce range when it comes to shipping. So I'm paying that low shipping rate, and I just sold 4 or 5 of these. So my order is like $10 or $15, and I'm still only shipping in that $3 range. In that case, it's worth it for me. Then I have on the other end, I might have that same price range, but I might sell 1 or 2 here and there, and it just ain't worth it. So you know what I do when they ain't moving? Because it's not, I can't afford to sit on this item. It's not worth it. So I take them all, maybe it's 100 of them. I take them all, I make a lot, I put it up on eBay, 100 such and such wholesale lot, and I let it go real cheap. $50, $40, hell, I'll do 30 if I got to, just to get rid of it. It's not, look, If those things take a year or more to trickle out, again, cash and time return. What opportunity can I create to get a quick $30, $40, $50 back to add, right? Because I'm doing this multiple times with different types of items. And of course, I'm taking that investment and I'm trying to invest in better items. But if I'm getting these pallets and stuff, I got to take the good with the bad. But I would rather get back that large lump sum and be able to reinvest that into something else instead of sitting there watching these things trickle out one by one, and I'm shipping a $5, $6, $7 item out one at a time. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. So don't waste your time on that, guys. If you're going to do this part-time, full-time, look, part-time, definitely retail arbitrage, I think overall would be the way to go. It allows you to leverage your time a lot better. It allows you to be more selective and control your profit margins a lot better. Full-time, you got a little more leeway because this is all you're doing. So you can take a little bit more risk, I would like to say, but it's a calculated risk. You can order unmanifested if you trust people, and you can create different types of lots and do different things that will still allow you to be profitable. Because for me, my profit ain't coming on those items, really. I mean, it does, but like, I'm looking at, okay, I need to get as much as I can for the items that sell at a higher average sale price, and then the rest is just extra. And if it's not going to move fast enough, I need to bundle those up and get rid of them. And that's kind of how I make my money and how I focus on it. And the faster I can get back that chunk of cash, the faster I can put that into something and keep it flipping and keep it returning, and it works out. So you might think, oh, you ain't making money on a $5, $6, $7 when actually I am. So like, if let's just say I got 100 of these items and they sell them for $5 or $6, and let's say my total cost into those 100 is $50. Let's say 100. Let's say I got 100 items. My total cost is $100 each, right? Dollar per item. Well, I can actually make another 50 to 100. I can double my money if people are buying more than one at a time, and depending on the sell price, of course, right? There's a lot of factors that go into this. I'm trying to give a scenario that's hard to give, but I can still make a profit on what otherwise would be unprofitable overall if only one sold at a time, because of the fact that I gotta pay shipping every time it sells. I got to use a different envelope every time it sells. I got to use a different label every time it sells. It takes time for me to do it every time it sells, right? You see what I'm saying? But if people are buying 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these a lot of the time, more times than not, now I can make money because all of those fit. Excuse me. All of those fit in one envelope. A lot of times that weight is still in the 4-ounce range. It doesn't usually go over the 8-ounce range. So I'm still only paying $3, $4 in shipping on a $10, $15, $20 order. So now I make $4, $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, $10, depending on how big that order is. And I'm doing that over and over again because the velocity is faster. So it's happening more often. This is the pros of selling on platforms like Amazon and Walmart, and why you can sell those low dollar items and still make money, but you don't really want to make that your main model, I think, period. But unless you're selling thousands upon thousands of units, and I'm selling thousands of units, but not enough to make those low like dollar items my main model. That's not my main model. I do got items that sell for more than that, and more often than not, but I know how to make it work now at this point. And so part of what I've been doing to make it work is just to take the stuff that ain't moving, lot it up and sell it. Hell, even if I got to put it up on Marketplace and sell it super cheap to get rid of it. Because look, it's not making me any money if it's just sitting around. It's costing me money. It's costing me money. So don't look at it like, oh, I'm losing if no, you're actually going to be winning if you get rid of it and just make more strategic choices when it comes to purchasing. Okay, look, I hope this kind of helped y'all out. If you want to sell health and beauty, I like it because for the most part, it's the velocity on most items is really good. It sells, it's evergreen. People use lotion in the summer, winter, spring, fall. People use lipstick in the summer, winter, spring, fall, shampoos, like all of this stuff. Like it's year round, it's going to sell. It's not like clothes, right? And again, it ain't the only thing I sell. Like I got lawn and garden stuff. This lot that I ordered off of B Stock is a mixture of a lot of stuff. There's some pet stuff. There's some electronics. The lot that I just ordered off of 888 lots, that's electronics. That's all electronics. So it ain't the only thing I sell. But one of the reasons I sell it again is the fact that it's evergreen, it's plentiful. I can get it. I can get a lot of it. And most of the time I can get it at a very low cost. And most of the time, more often than not, a lot of this stuff sells for margins that are double, triple, sometimes quadruple what I'm paying for it. Like in the case of a lot of the discount or discontinued makeup, $1, $2 into it, guys, and it's selling $15, $20, $30. And I get hundreds of units of that a lot of the time. So like when I got items that's selling for $5 or $6, I really don't care. I'll take that $1 or $2. If it's selling fast enough, I'll take that as it comes in. And if it's not, I'm going to throw that in one big lot and get rid of it and just be done with it. Even if per item, it's a loss on paper, but overall, it's really not a loss. All right. I hope that makes sense. If you got any questions, drop them in the comments below and I'll help you out. If you want to like communicate with me other than like the YouTube chats, join my group. There's a link in the description. It's also in the banner. There's a few people in there and I've spoken with people back and forth, but that way there's like Facebook groups. You got this room thing, something like similar to Zoom. I don't mind hopping on with you for a minute if we need to. Just to, look, this is free. All right. It's free. It's not like a mentorship or nothing like that, but I'll give you a few minutes of my time if you really need help. I'm not going to hop on with you every day for like hours or nothing like that, but you can ask a question and get an answer to your question. My whole thing about it was to not be like other groups where people tear you down, to be more of a mastermind type of group. But like, hey, listen, I'll answer your questions. And if we need to, if I need to show you something or whatever, I can do that too. So you can join that group, but hit that like button. Make sure you stay subscribed to the channel. And I got definitely some more content coming up for you guys. All right.